Have you ever agreed to something without thinking through the repercussions? That's exactly what I did when I agreed to run a marathon. In 7th grade, I had a friend named Isaiah Howard that had come from a family of excellence. He had two brothers that attended UCSB and UCLA on scholarship, and he was following in their path to become a superhero. Isaiah's mother had a habit of running marathons with their sons before they finished high school. She saw this as an opportunity to build a relationship with them before they entered into their next part of life. One day, Isaiah bragged that he would complete this feat, claiming that he would run it in under 5 hours. I told him that I would run it faster. Compelled by my competitive nature, I did not back down from the challenge and continued and trained daily to do this feat. Before this moment, however, I never considered running more than a mile. For 4 months, my mom and I trained. 5 a.m. wake-ups for 5-mile runs became habitual. My mom was an integral part in my success in this venture. She helped me wake up when I did not want to and created regimented meal plans and dietary restrictions that I was required to follow. Together, eventually, we built the endurance to run a 20-mile run before the day of the marathon. Eventually, at the end of the train, I was prepared to defeat Goliath. On the day of the marathon, I woke up at an early 4 a.m. I could still feel the chicken Alfredo in my stomach, which scared me to death. I had a neon Nike shirt on, and I laced up my Nike Air Pegasus ready to defeat the day. I stepped out of the hotel and embraced the brisk, cold air. As I walked the streets of Los Angeles, I encountered a lot of drunk people coming back from the bars before, which I thought was incredibly ironic. Eventually, taking the bus, we made our way into the stadium and were surrounded with thousands of like-minded runners. I put my headphones in, played some Bobby Shmurda and Trophies by Drake, and was ready to defeat my challenge. Slowly but surely, a steady chant arose in the air as the foghorns went off. Unfortunately, even though I trained relentlessly with my mother, she decided to stay behind, as she knew she would only hold me and Isaiah up. We set out at a 10-minute per mile pace, aiming around 5 hours. As we made our way through the hills of Los Angeles, we were greeted by many diverse sights. We made our way into Chinatown, which was my first time being there. As appetizing as Chinese food sounds when you're on a run, we passed on the egg rolls and continued on the journey. Along the way, we saw many various landmarks, such as the Beverly Hills sign and the Hollywood Walk of Fame. These iconic places, however, paled in comparison to the water stations, which were strategically placed every few miles. These water stations were our motivation, taking from marine tactics we saw on YouTube, showing that small steps would equal a long way in the long. Our families even greeted us at mile 13, giving us increased motivation and showing support for all the hard work we had already put in. At the time, we felt unstoppable. Unfortunately, tragedy struck at mile 19. My friend Isaiah got intense calf cramps and was unable to keep running. You could see the muscle contracting and protruding out of his calf, which was something I've never seen before. Fortunately, we were surrounded by thousands of experienced runners, and one of them was generous enough to spare his time and help us out. He showed him various calf exercises and allowed him to rest for 15 minutes and then continue on his way. One random man who was not running even gave us caffeine jelly beans, which looking back, we probably shouldn't have accepted. Nevertheless, we pushed through the pain, knowing that breakfast burritos were waiting at the end. Mile after mile, we trudged on what felt like madness. Our legs both trembled, and Isaiah looked like he was about to die. As we turned the corner, however, we saw our salvation, a bright orange inflatable banner that read "Finish Line." Our hearts rose, and a sigh of relief came upon us as our journey had finally concluded. I, however, had not forgotten that it was a race. When I was 30 feet from the finish line, I sprinted as hard as I could and looked back with a look of relief. Isaiah was too exhausted to put up a defense and just shook his head. All I could muster out were 2 words: "Got you, bitch." This experience has had a profound impact on my life. I've often heard life being compared to marathons, but I've never understood it until this moment. There were various ups and downs and obstacles that needed to be conquered, but the vision in the end made all the difference. In the words of Vidal Sassoon, the only place where success comes before work is in the dictionary.